Hello, beautiful beings. Welcome to Soul Shift Messages. If you found your way here, trust there's something in this message for you. Understand this space is about growth, truth, and transformation. We don't sugarcoat here, we don't bypass here, and not every message will feel comfortable, but it will be honest. I speak in flow. Didn't look like it there, but I do. I speak in flow, and sometimes that includes cussing. It's just part of how the messages come through. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and trust your own discernment above all else. Take a deep breath, and let's begin. If you're new here, please know at this time I create weekly content in 3 parts. Part 1 focuses on what needs to be revealed. Part 2 focuses on what needs to be understood. And Part 3 focuses on what needs to be done. What changes or what action do we need to take in order to embody whatever we happen to be discussing that week. So this is going to be Part 3 for this week. And this week's topic is rebalancing the ego. So by the time you find this video, I will have updated all available links in the description box below to all the content. I will go back through parts 1 and parts 2 with the updated link for this video as well. That way, if wherever you come in, if you're interested in learning more, you have access to everything you need. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Again, messages are still longer, so I am going to be focusing on getting the message out in a timely manner, so you can just listen to the video if you want, or you can watch it. It's up to you, whatever works. I am calling this message, fully participate in the life that's already here. Let's get it. The deepest lesson is not that you need to become someone new. The deepest lesson is that you can stop organizing your life around survival. For a long time, much of your energy may have been spent protecting yourself, proving yourself, preparing yourself, monitoring yourself, improving yourself, understanding yourself, fixing yourself, defending yourself, and justifying yourself. Those efforts were not mistakes. Many of them helped you survive, grow, and make sense of difficult experiences. But survival is not the same thing as living. At some point, the strategies that helped you survive can become the very things preventing you from fully participating in your life. The question is no longer, how do I become better? The question is, how do I become more available to life? The ego is not being asked to disappear. It is being asked to mature. The old ego organized life around protection, control, certainty, identity, and self-preservation. The emerging self organizes life around participation, connection, creation, expression, trust, relationship, and aliveness. The work is not ego destruction. The work is learning how to stop building your future around old survival strategies. I'm hearing you don't need them anymore. I'm hearing leave them behind. They have served you well. They have served you beautifully. but they're just not needed. I'm hearing this is your opportunity to let them go with thanks and grace. And I'm hearing that's actually where your power lies, is recognizing that you do actually have the power to release them with thanks and grace. You don't have to carry it. You don't have to live it. You don't have to hold it. You can put it down. All right. Stop treating life like a threat. Many of your habits were developed when protection was necessary. You may have learned to expect rejection, anticipate disappointment, prepare for loss, control outcomes, stay emotionally guarded, remain hyper-aware, and monitor yourself constantly. At one point, these strategies may have been wise. The problem is that many of them may still be operating automatically. The threat may have ended, but the protection remains. The ego often continues defending against situations that no longer exist. What must be done? Ask yourself, what am I protecting right now? Is protection actually needed? Am I responding to reality or memory? Is this a current threat or an old survival pattern? Healthy awareness is useful. Constant defense is exhausting. Stop organizing your identity around pain. Pain matters. Loss matters. Disappointment matters. The issue is not whether those experiences happened. The issue is whether they became part of your identity. Pain is an experience. It is not who you are. I'm hearing you know who you are. Some of you actually could be watching Moana. If you're feeling called to watch certain shows or movies at this time, I'm hearing trust that, even if you don't understand why, just watch it. There's a reason, and I'm hearing you don't have to consciously understand it. This feels like a time to follow your gut, follow where you're guided with those things, all right? Even if they seem small, follow it, okay? Many people unconsciously build identities around being hurt, abandoned, betrayed, overlooked, misunderstood, being the strong one, the survivor, or being the one who carries everything. Eventually, the wound may heal, but the identity remains. What needs to be done? Ask yourself, if this pain were no longer defining my identity, who would I be? Notice whenever you define yourself through your history. Ask, am I describing who I am or something I survived? And they're saying emphasis on the survived. I'm hearing it has passed. You can leave it in the past. Allow grief to finish its work. Beneath many struggles is unresolved grief. Not only grief over people, grief over opportunities missed dreams abandoned, years lost, relationships changed, futures that never happened, and versions of yourself that never emerged. Many emotions may actually be grief in disguise. What appears as anger, cynicism, bitterness, perfectionism, control, numbness, and withdrawal may contain grief underneath. What remains unfelt remains active. Say it again. What remains unfelt remains active. If you do not give yourself permission to feel those emotions and release that grief, it stays active in your energy. I don't know who needs to hear that. I know I've brought that up multiple times in this series, but someone needs to hear that. If you're not feeling it, you are not allowing it to process, and it is going to stay in your field and it is going to keep impacting your experience. That's funny. The song Turned Down for What? I think that's by DJ Snake. Don't quote me on that. It's been a while. Could be significant. But they switched the lyrics to bypass for what? So it was interesting, but it came through. So that's for someone. Bypass for what? All right. What needs to be done? Stop. Shit. Stop asking, how do I get over this? Ask, what still needs to be grieved? Allow loss to be felt without allowing it to become your identity. It's not about getting over anything. It's about processing through it. That's what they mean by bypass for what? Think of it like a wall, right? You can try to go over it, but the wall is still fucking there. If you just feel through it as you approach this wall, you'll actually just move through it. That shit will crumble. That's what it looks like when we're tackling this architecture that I've been walking us through for weeks, right? We're not going to we're not going to try to push the wall down. We're not going to try to go over it. We're going to try to process the shit that's actually holding this wall in place so that we can actually literally just move through it. That shit will crumble. It'll fall. All of a sudden, there's no fucking wall. And that is how you get your energy to move, right? Because now there's no barrier. It just free flows. All right. Stop trying to earn the right to exist. One of the deepest unconscious beliefs appears to be, I must earn the right to fully live. This belief fuels perfectionism, achievement, people-pleasing, self-improvement, overworking, endless healing, and endless searching. The hidden assumption is if I improve enough, heal enough, succeed enough, understand enough, or become enough, then I will finally deserve to live fully. But life is not waiting on the other side of worthiness. Say it again. But life is not waiting on the other side of worthiness. You are already worthy. You are already worthy. You have always been worthy. You will continue to be worthy. Worthiness has nothing to do with this. You already have it. I'm here to claim that shit. For some of you who really know it, command that shit. Say that to yourself in the mirror every day. Tell it to your water and drink that water. Act as if. Claim that shit. Command that you know you are worthy. You've always been worthy. You are worthy of all the good shit that is already on its way to you. In fact, it's already here. Use the ego effectively. Do not feed this lack bullshit stuff. Step into who you truly are. You are a co-creator. I've talked about it before. I don't know why they're making me harp on this shit. I'm just hearing you are not what you have survived. Yes, it made you strong. Yes, you learned a lot. But you don't need to for some of you, you feel like, I'm just hearing all my life I had to fight. And they're letting you know, babies, you don't have to live there. You don't have to live there. This is your invitation to really move out of that energy if you want it. If you want it. All right? And use your discernment. You know what's best for you, right? If you feel called to do your return to senders or to alchemize any nasty energy sent your way, by all means, do that shit. But this really just feels like handle business as you need to and just keep it moving. Focus on you. Focus on what you really want in this experience. All right? So what needs to be done? Notice whenever you postpone life until you're healed enough, ready enough, successful enough, confident enough, or certain enough. Ask, what if I am already allowed to participate? Release the need to prove yourself. Much of the ego's energy has been devoted to proving intelligence, worth, value, capability, importance, healing, growth, and spirituality. The need to prove yourself never ends because no achievement can permanently solve a problem that never existed. Again, the need to prove yourself never ends because no achievement can permanently solve a problem that never existed. You do not need to justify your existence. You are already worthy. You always have been, and you always will be. What needs to be done before pursuing a goal? Ask, am I expressing myself, or am I trying to prove myself? Develop a healthy relationship with power. A major imbalance appears around power. Some people seek power through control. Others reject power because they associate it with arrogance, selfishness, domination, responsibility, judgment, and visibility. Both create imbalance. Healthy power is neither domination nor avoidance. The polarities, babies, the two extremes. It's all over this shit. The whole series has been about binary thinking, these polarities, this or that. Aim for both. Balance them out. Bring them into neutrality. Then you can pick and choose, if you need to, where on that spectrum you're going to be in that moment and how you express it. All right? Healthy power is self-leadership. That is that balancing it out, staying in neutral, deciding what you want to do if you want to do it. That is self-leadership. Healthy power means I cannot control everything, but I can take responsibility for my choices. What needs to be done? Take ownership of your decisions, boundaries, actions, and your responses. Stop taking responsibility for controlling life. I just heard knock that shit off. You do not control everything. Even if you try to, you still will not control everything. They just keep saying wasted effort, wasted effort, wasted energy. I'm also hearing, aren't you tired yet? Aren't you tired yet? Babies, I'm just the messenger, but I'm hearing some of you are amusing your guides in the worst way possible. And those are their words, not mine. In the worst way possible. Damn. I'm hearing that hit you in the chest energetically, if that's for you. I don't know who they are coming after, but if you felt that in your chest, that's for you. And don't come for me, because I tolerate none of that shit. If you don't like what I said, maybe take a look at why that bothers you so much. Alrighty? Stop swinging between feeling special and feeling powerless. Again, binaries, the two extremes. Many people unconsciously alternate between I am exceptional and I am broken. One identity inflates and the other collapses. Neither represents reality. You contain strengths, weaknesses, gifts, limitations, wisdom, and wounds. And I'm just hearing there's no getting around that. That is literally how it is. I don't know why. I'm just hearing everyone's been through some shit. Everybody's been through some shit. I'm hearing it's what you decide to do after that that genuinely counts. What needs to be done? Whenever you notice yourself moving toward either extreme, return to humility. Humility is not making yourself smaller. Humility is seeing yourself clearly. Stop waiting for permission. One of the final ego structures often appears as waiting. And I'm guilty of this. So don't feel bad if this hits hard, because we're all walking each other home, okay? Waiting until you're ready, healed, worthy, confident, certain, or you're safe. Waiting often looks responsible, but many times it is simply fear asking for permission. No final permission is coming. No final permission is coming. No perfect certainty is arriving. What needs to be done? Choose one thing you've been postponing and take one step before you feel ready. Participation creates confidence. Waiting rarely does. Some of you are waiting for a sign. This is your sign. It is not the first time I've gotten that channel. Stop waiting. I'm hearing even if you take a baby step toward action, even if it's small, I'm just hearing momentum builds. That's just how it goes. Baby step, baby step, baby step, baby step, baby step. Guess what? You're no longer where you were. Even if you're 2 inches in front of where you were before, you've still moved. And that's genuine movement, as opposed to just waiting. Anytime I've made progress in my life, I'm not gonna lie, if I actually feel like I'm gonna throw up, that's actually my indicator that I'm probably moving in the right direction. Anytime I've felt genuine fear while I'm making a move, while I'm doing something different, again, that tends to be my indicator that I'm actually moving in the right direction. The more I'm on this journey, the more I realize if I'm comfortable, either I need to be stabilizing certain energy out or I'm not actually doing what I need to be doing. This ebbs and flows. You shouldn't always be pushing on this. I think you need to take time to stabilize out, celebrate your wins, and enjoy the moment. But I think at some point you'll start to recognize when you're just literally stagnating. And maybe I'm bringing this up because some of you are starting to suspect you're stagnating. Some of you know you're stagnating. Baby steps. Take one baby step. I'm hearing you already know the things that need to shift. Take a baby step. Reclaim authority over the mind. The mind is a tool. It is a tool. It is not meant to be your ruler. Thinking appears to have become a survival strategy. The mind seeks safety through analysis, interpretation, explanation, reflection, prediction, and self-observation. The hidden belief is, if I understand enough, I will finally feel safe. But understanding is not living. What needs to be done? Ask, am I trying to solve a problem or avoid an experience? Replace, what does this mean, with what is asking to be lived. I don't know who this is for, but I'm hearing if you've been overthinking and overthinking and overthinking and overthinking about the same thing, could be a same person, same situation. Like if something keeps coming up to mind and you keep trying to think it through, and you're not getting any further, it's because it's coming up for you to act on it, not to try to think your way through it. Some of you are literally trying to think through something that only action is going to resolve. Some of you are overthinking, trying to figure out how to make something work that is never meant to work. Some of you are overthinking about people, places, things that you just simply need to let go of. And I'm sending you a lot of love if that resonates, but some of you feel like you're not making progress with it, with thinking. Your tactics aren't working. Any of your strategies aren't working. And I'm hearing it's because they're not supposed to. It's not supposed to. Action. Your mind is just trying to bring that up so you address it. It's the way you're choosing to address it that is inadequate. That's the word they want me to use. It's inadequate. The mind can never resolve something that requires action. You can dissect it all you want in your head, but you have to do something in the physical. Stop living through interpretation. Many forms of suffering are maintained through constant interpretation. Well, hot damn, now I know why that came up. Instead of feeling sadness, the mind analyzes sadness. Instead of feeling love, it evaluates love. Instead of following desire, it debates desire. Babies, I'm just hearing this math ain't mathin'. You cannot think your way through emotions. You cannot intellectualize emotions and release them. That's like, again, they just keep saying like that math don't math. That's not how it works. That may be how some of you are trying to approach it. And they're like, that's why you can't, quote, let it go, because you're not actually doing the work that needs to be done to let it go. Some of you just need to say out loud, I give myself permission to release this grief, to let go of this sadness. Like, command your shit. Command your shit. Especially if you're really, truly done. Some of you say you're done, but you act in a way that is not done. And you're like, why isn't this working? Again, the math don't math. Intention. Back it up with action. Stay consistent. All right? With both of them. Intentions and actions. If you trip up on the consistency, that's cool. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, happens to the best of us, and get back to business. Some of you are overcomplicating things that are not actually complicated. Your head is creating complexity. Your reality, not nearly as complex. I'm literally hearing, if shit is not working, some of you need to ask yourselves, is this actually supposed to work? It's not what you're not doing that isn't working. Some shit was just never meant to actually work in your experience because it doesn't belong there. It does not fit. I don't know whose ass I am on right now, but my bad, babe. Someone needs to hear this. Again, all of these things, life becomes something observed rather than experienced. You trying to intellectualize your way through everything instead of just participating is actually what is creating this observer mode. This is what's actually splitting you. You cannot fully participate in shit when you are split and part of you is in observer mode. That is energetically not possible. That's why some of you absolutely must take action on some of these things. You cannot think your way through that split. Leave it there. Okay. What needs to be done? Practice direct experience. Ask, what am I actually feeling? What am I actually experiencing? Get yourself out of observer mode. Put yourself directly in participation. Fully. Commit. Less interpretation, more contact. I don't know why I'm hearing get your ass in the game. The game of life. Some of you look at life as a game. That's fine. But get your ass in there. I don't know who that's for, but that's for someone. All right. Use intelligence for creation instead of protection. Intelligence is not the problem. The problem is that intelligence has been hired to protect. It has been used to avoid mistakes, predict outcomes, maintain identity, prevent vulnerability, and create certainty. The next stage asks intelligence to serve creativity, curiosity, expression, innovation, and exploration. Use it for what it was actually intended to. What needs to be done? Use your mind less as a shield. Less as a shield. Use it more as a creative tool, what it actually was intended to be. Break the addiction to certainty. Many forms of control are actually attempts to create certainty. Certainty about who you are, what will happen, what others think, whether you are safe, and whether you are succeeding. Life itself is uncertain. That's just how it is. Babies, if you had told me 2 years ago where I was in my life now, I would smack the shit out of you. Seriously, I would throw fucking hands and be like, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Like, how you gonna stand in my face and lie that blatantly? Like, the fucking nerve of you. All right? Life is uncertain. And you know what? Me being here where I am today feels so much better, so much more authentic than where I was 2 years ago. All right? Life is uncertain. To use the wording how you see fit, but there is that joke. If you want to hear God laugh, tell him your plans. They're saying that is the vibe. All right? Life is uncertain. The ego keeps trying to solve an unsolvable problem. What needs to be done? Practice remaining open when answers are unavailable. It is tricky. It takes practice, and I still have times where I'm not great at it, but you can get better. Remain open when answers are unavailable. Ask, can I stay present without certainty? Can I trust myself without guarantees? And I'm here, and time will tell you. Time will tell you. Move from control to trust. Fear creates protection. Protection creates control, and control eventually becomes identity. Trust dissolves the entire structure. Trust in your resilience, adaptability, ability to recover, and your ability to navigate uncertainty. The goal is not avoiding pain. The goal is trusting yourself when pain arrives. What needs to be done whenever you feel compelled to control everything? Ask, what would trust do here? What would trust do? Learn to receive. Many people become highly skilled at helping, fixing, carrying, giving, and supporting. Receiving often feels much harder. Receiving requires openness, vulnerability, and trust. What needs to be done? Practice receiving help, love, support, appreciation, rest, and joy without immediately trying to earn them. You are already worthy. You have always been worthy. You will always be worthy. Learn to receive. Make room for that. I'm here, and let the universe surprise you. Reclaim desire. The old ego organizes life around obligation. What should happen? What must happen? What is expected? The deeper self remains connected to desire. Not fantasy, not escapism, authentic desire. The things that make you feel alive, right? That's your authentic desire. The things that truly make you feel alive. I'm hearing the things that light you up. The things that warm you up from top to bottom, from bottom to top. The shit that makes you feel like a kid again. I just heard that's the good stuff. What needs to be done? Ask, if fear were removed, what would I genuinely want? Then move toward it. It's not enough to think it through and decide that's what you want. Move toward it. Even if it's baby steps. I'm seeing that scene in The Notebook with Noah. Shout out to Ryan Gosling because he absolutely nails that scene. What do you want? What do you want? Tell me what you want. That's the vibe. Trust desire more than fear. For a long time, fear has been acting as an authority. Fear determines limits, timing, and possibilities. The deeper self asks a different question. What wants to live? Fear often protects comfort. Desire often points toward growth. What needs to be done? When making decisions, ask, am I following fear? Or am I following what feels deeply alive? Babies, you will know the difference. You will know the difference. I'm hearing it's unmistakable. Unmistakable. I'm hearing the undeniable pull. I don't know who that's for, but the undeniable pull. Some shit just does not fit logic. And it may not make sense. The undeniable pull. All right. Prioritize aliveness over safety. There comes a point where safety becomes limitation. A choice emerges between control or connection, certainty or growth, protection or participation, and safety or aliveness. The ego usually chooses safety. The deeper self seeks aliveness. What needs to be done? Ask, which option helps me feel more alive? Not recklessly alive. Authentically alive. Babies, if you know something or someone is genuinely not good for you, this ain't that. All right? Don't be, some of you just know shit's not good for you. This could be toxic, just toxic anything, right? Anything that gives you, don't be mistaking nervous system activation for aliveness. It's not the same, right? Like, if someone genuinely gives you anxiety, like, that's not who I'm talking about. People, places, and things that give you genuine anxiety, that's not what I'm talking about. The things that feel right in the body, that make you calm, that feel like home, right? That just feeling of slight warmth. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So I want to be very clear. Use your discernment. Not recklessly alive, authentically alive. All right. If it gives you headaches, no. If it's consistently a pain in the ass, no. All right. Discernment. Become visible. Many ego structures are designed to keep you hidden because visibility creates vulnerability, uncertainty, and exposure. But visibility also creates connection, creativity, contribution, leadership, and authenticity. Part of the fear is not being seen. Part of the fear is what becomes possible when you are. Babies, I got the channel in the last video that some of you need to get out of your house. Some of you really want connection. People, places, and things are not the damn Kool-Aid, man. And you'd be real fucking pissed if someone just busted through your whole fucking wall. was like, hey, you want to hang out? Like, no, fix the fucking wall. What is wrong with you? So that's why they're saying you gotta participate. Can't be like, I wanna meet new people, I wanna meet new friends, I want to start dating again. Get the channel was get the fuck out of your house. Like, baby, some of you need to get outside. And again, I'm not saying expose yourself to everyone under the sun. Like, no, you can start small, but get out of your house. And honestly, I don't know why this is coming through, but babies, pick something that is genuinely fun for you. Genuinely fun for you. Something you actually like to do. Because you know what the worst thing is? Meeting people who you feel like you're vibing with, but you are doing something you just really don't fucking like. And that's where you met them. So now they think you like that thing. You don't even like that. You know, like, I don't know. I'm just hearing pick something you actually want to do. I don't know why, but wine tasting is coming to mind. I've done that. Take wine tasting classes. Check out a vineyard. Check out a brewery. Food trucks. Check out some food truck places. Food truck parks. I think there's one of those in New Haven, Connecticut. But yeah, do something that you enjoy. Even if you go by yourself, again, put yourself out there. See what happens, right? And I get it. It sucks when it falls flat. Sometimes you get dressed up, you feel good about yourself, especially if you're trying to date and it's just like douchebag city. It happens. Just take the L. Go home, get comfy. We all do it. And when you feel good, get yourself back out there. All right? But I'm hearing Kool-Aid Man shit isn't going to happen and you wouldn't want it anyway. Get out there. All right? What needs to be done? Identify where you are hiding and take one step toward visibility. For some of you, that is walking out the front door. All right? And I mean that with love because I've been in the isolation phase and I've literally gotten get the whole fuck out of your house today. So if you don't think I'm not on the receiving end of this stuff, babies, I usually get it worse. All right? Speak, share, create, express. Allow yourself to be seen. If you do not allow yourself to be seen, how is anyone or anything going to find you? All right? And I'm hearing you were not put here to be rejected all the time. Just take the information you get and adjust, right? If you're trying one thing and it's not working, you know, you're not having the experience you want. You're not meeting the people you want. You're not getting the opportunities you want. That is information. Maybe you are not in the right place. Maybe there is somewhere else or something else that you might have more success with. I'm hearing the L. I'm hearing the losses. The losses are not actual losses. It's just information. They want you to look at that as being very neutral. It's basically, it's giving like, don't make it a bigger deal than it actually is. If that's not working out for you, switch your tactic. Do something different. You don't like the crowd in that place? Stay away from that place. Try something else. I'm just hearing like, follow these nudges, right? If you're like, I normally go here, but for some reason I feel like I want to go here today. Don't go to this other place. Go there. Go there. Some of you need to just get curious with life. Some of you need to play a little more with your life. And I get it. We have responsibilities. Take that how it can work for you. But some of us are doing a lot of inner child healing. You got to kind of go where you're called. There is purpose in that. Even if it doesn't yield right away, they're saying trust that. There is purpose to this. All right, stop managing yourself and start expressing yourself. Self-awareness can become self-consciousness. Attention becomes trapped on, how am I doing? What do people think? Am I getting it right? How am I perceived? This turns into self-monitoring. The next phase requires self-expression. We gotta retire this self-monitoring shit. I'm hearing it doesn't even serve you, let alone anyone else. Put it down. What needs to be done? Shift attention toward what you are creating, what you are contributing, what you are sharing, or what you are expressing. Get out of self-monitoring. That's a form of the observation mode. Get back into participation. Be in that moment. Get yourself as fully into that moment as you can until you can fully participate in that moment without even thinking about it. Stop making yourself the project. Start making your participation the project. All right? Be careful of spiritualized ego. I don't know why, but I heard I said what I said, and that didn't come from me. All right? The ego does not disappear as you grow. It evolves. Instead of seeking superiority through achievement, it may seek superiority through wisdom, healing, spirituality, self-awareness, and personal growth. The language changes. The underlying message remains, I am not enough yet. What needs to be done? Watch for growth that is secretly fueled by self-rejection. You can grow without treating yourself as a problem. Again, you were never a problem. You are always worthy. You always have been. You always will be. All right? Stop managing yourself and start relating to yourself. Many people become experts at monitoring themselves, correcting themselves, improving themselves, and evaluating themselves. Very few learn how to relate to themselves. Healthy self-relationship includes honesty, patience, compassion, trust, and respect. What needs to be done? Treat yourself the way you would treat someone you genuinely love. Again, treat yourself the way you would treat someone you genuinely love. You deserve no less from yourself, babies. Move beyond healing into creation. Healing is not the destination. Healing creates space. Creation fills it. Eventually, the question changes from what still needs healing to what wants to be created. What needs to be done? Spend less time fixing yourself. Spend more time building, creating, expressing, and contributing. I'm hearing live. Go have fun. The healing will continue. The growth will continue. But life is still happening, and it was always meant to be lived. Balance, babies. Reconcile strength and softness. You do not have to choose between strength and vulnerability, power and compassion, confidence and humility, and discipline and openness. Maturity integrates both. What needs to be done? Practice being strong and gentle, powerful and compassionate, confident and humble, and grounded and flexible. This experience requires flexibility, babies. Everyone's life takes a U-turn or takes a side quest. Flexibility is required. Move from independence to connection. Part of the imbalance may have come from carrying too much alone. This hustle shit, this pull yourselves up by your bootstraps shit, is literally just that. It's shit. It's shit. All right? Being self-sufficient, responsible, capable, and strong. These qualities are valuable. They absolutely are. And there's no disputing that, all right? But they may have become overdeveloped. You were never meant to carry everything by yourself. What needs to be done? Allow support. Ask for help. Receive connection and let yourself belong. Shift from comparison to connection. The old system asks, am I enough? Am I succeeding? Am I winning? The emerging system asks, am I connected? Am I present? Am I honest? Am I participating? Comparison creates separation. Connection creates belonging. What needs to be done? Invest less energy in evaluation. Invest more energy in relationship. And I'm hearing true relationships. We are moving past that one-sided shit. All right? And you don't have to invest all up front. Give people time to show you who they really are, and you will be able to make informed decisions based on that. Simplify your life. The ego often creates complexity. The deeper self often prefers simplicity. Many struggles are sustained by overthinking, overanalyzing, and overcomplicating. The next stage may not require a breakthrough. It may require simplification. What needs to be done? Return to simple questions. Is this true? Is this aligned? Does this create connection? Does this bring me alive? Some of you are on that Marie Kondo shit. Does this bring me joy? That can work too. Understand that life is trying to meet you. The old ego often believes everything depends on me. I must force everything. I must manage everything, and I must make everything happen. The deeper perspective recognizes something different. Life is moving toward you too. Relationships, opportunities, creativity, growth, and support. These are all moving toward you. You are not carrying the entire process alone. What needs to be done? Stop forcing. Practice noticing. Practice receiving. Practice responding. And how do you practice receiving? Babies, I'll give you a real simple example that happened to me yesterday. I wore a dress because it was just hot as fuck. And if you know, you know. Dresses look cute, but they also help you air some shit out in a way that is socially acceptable. So, if you get it, you get it. If you don't worry about it. That's all right. But yeah, I ended up going to a food stand, and I used to be the type of person who used to always reciprocate compliments. Like if someone complimented me, I would automatically compliment them back. And one of the girls working there told me that she liked my dress, and it sounds really simple, but I actually just received the compliment. All I did was tell her thank you. Like I actually did not automatically kick it back out, because for me that would have been some obligation type shit, that kind of automatic knee-jerk thing. I actually decided in that moment that I was simply going to receive the compliment and just honor that moment. So that can be a very simple way to practice receiving. All right? It doesn't always have to be super complicated. And that's not the only way to practice it, but for me, that was actually a big deal. So there. All right. Stop searching and start participating. You likely already understand far more than you think. The next phase is not more insight. It is embodiment. What needs to be done? Spend less time searching. Spend more time creating, building, connecting, expressing, and participating. This is really the time to iterate. I'm hearing you don't need to nail this out of the gate. This is not about perfection. Just get started. You can always change your mind and go back. I'm hearing that's not time wasted. You can pursue something, recognize that's not right, that's not aligned, whatever, go back. I'm hearing that will get you further than trying to nail it. Like some of you are trying to just keep it in a straight line, and they're like, no, the winding is actually where you're going to learn the most, and that's actually how you're going to get to where you're trying to go, because you're just iterating, you're moving. Again, momentum is working in your favor with that. All right, build through practice. Transformation happens through repetition, not insight alone. What needs to be done? Choose one small behavior. One small behavior that reflects the person you are becoming, and practice it consistently. Let action teach what thinking cannot. Iterate. Play. It's an old video, but I actually did create it, and it's fucking long, but I've never channeled that hard and that long. But it's called It's Time to Play with the Universe and See What Happens. And if you don't want to watch the video, that's okay. But that's a concept some of you need to start really toying with. I'm hearing even play with the concept. Don't even think about the concept. Just play with it. Play with the universe. See what happens. Do something a little different. See how that shifts things. I'm hearing don't expect big bangs, but just play with the universe. See what happens. Use that feedback. All right, let's wrap it up. The deepest integration. The deepest shift is not wounded to healed, weak to strong, or failure to success. It is survival to participation, protection to creation, control to trust, proving to expressing, hiding to visibility, isolation to connection, preparation to living, and becoming to being. For much of your life, your energy may have been organized around preparing for life, protecting yourself from life, understanding life, improving yourself for life, and earning the right to fully enter life. That chapter is ending. You are not being asked to become more worthy, more healed, more prepared, more spiritual, or more complete. You are being asked to participate, connect, create, contribute, receive, belong, trust, express, love, and to live. Some of you are saying, they're saying some of you think that live, laugh, love shit is really cheesy, but they're like, it's kind of the fucking point, right? If you're not living, if you're not laughing, and you're not loving, I'm literally hearing, what the fuck are you doing here? I'm literally hearing, what's the point? Right? You can think that's cheesy all you want, right? And they're not saying you need to put it on a sign and hang it in your house, but they're like, what is the point of this experience if you don't have those three things? Right? At a minimum. All right? The deepest question is no longer who am I, nor even who am I becoming. The deepest question is now, what am I becoming available for? And beyond even that, will I allow myself to fully participate in the life that is already here? That is the final invitation. That is the work. That is the rebalancing of the ego. All right, babies, that's all I've got for you. So I'm going to close it there. The next topic I am going over is going to be trust. Interesting, I said truth, but trust. So if that resonates with you, tune in. If not, that's okay. Take care of yourselves, beautiful beings. Until next time, bye.